Hey there, YouTube land. Big Dave here. This morning, I'd like to talk to you a little bit about working on your low notes and how to push the keys down. And these are two things that I learned a long time ago when I was studying in New York. That's back in the 70s, actually. So the first thing is, sometimes what happens with the low notes is people try to at least I see, and then I hear stories about it. They try to close down the key at the same time they're articulating the note. So, for example, let's see if this even makes a sound because I didn't play anything yet today. Well, maybe not. Let's just give this a second here. Okay, so that's better. Now, if you're closing down the key at the same time you're articulating, it's not all going to work together. Now, it's actually hard for me to do because I have myself practiced in such a way that I can almost instinctively do it without trying, so I'm a little bit off. But you want to try to get your key, if you have to play a low note especially, you want to try to get your keys down first, before the note. So a good way to practice that is just very slowly put the key down first and then tongue the note. And you can go back up and down. And after a while, it'll just become a routine habit. You won't even think about it. So when you have to go fast, you won't think about it. So it becomes a very precise motion after a while because you don't think too much about putting the note down like you are when you practice it slowly. When you practice it very slowly, that's where you're training yourself to do that. And the same on the lifting up. Lift it up, make the note. Lift it up, make the note. Push it down, make the note. Same situation. And after a while, that training will work itself into your playing, so that when you do have to go faster, it'll work that way. Now, another thing I learned also back from a different teacher, and now I can't remember who it was, but I know it was one of the teachers in New York that I was going to a couple different teachers at the time studying clarinet, and he was talking about how the finger should go up before it goes down. And he used to have you practice going up slightly before it went down, and up slightly before it went down. So you would just do. And there was actually another teacher that used to make the students do a little circle before they put the key back down. These were clarinet teachers, not saxophone teachers. But the whole idea was that the one teacher, and again, this is a long time ago, and I don't remember who it was, he used to talk about how you're training your muscle to go up before it goes down, and that you can't really have just a down. there's no such thing as really a down. Now, whether I buy into that or not, I'm not sure. This was his philosophy. He was a great player. He played somewhere in the Met or whatever he did. So it's just, the thing is, you have to try what works for you with the fingering pattern. But anything that trains your fingers to make a more precise, accurate motion, and get yourself the job done, that's really what it's all about. Sometimes on the violin they teach you just to drop the finger, but here, if there's an up before a down, and what I was always taught back then when I was practicing certain exercises was the up before the down. And again, it's a very slow process. And after a while, you're not even thinking about it. You don't think about it, you just do it. So anyway, if you think about some of those things, try to make them work for you and see if any of them have an advantage. They're certainly not going to do any harm. It's just a matter of seeing if this type of action of the gentle lifting first works for you. Also, when you're practicing multiple fingers, now don't forget, I was just showing you one finger. So if you're doing multiple fingers, you would actually practice on both of those. So you practice that motion, a multiple of fingers, combinations. It's not just that next finger. It's easy to do the next finger in some ways because you're just going into the next key, right? But also, now when you think about the left hand, because the left hand is unique in the shape, right? Because you have the keys are more like this. If your hand is in a funny position, right, it's going to make it awkward for how you're going to operate those keys. So you want to feel and find how the most natural position for you to be on your saxophone. Everyone is a little bit different. Like I can feel these keys, and then I know that my hand pretty much goes like at this angle. Same thing with the bottom. I want to feel where the keys are and try to get my hand to fit into there, Now, some people play more over the keys. Some people play right on the tips of the fingers. You have to find the position that's comfortable for you and it's the most efficient, So I'm practicing this before I'm putting my my fingers down. All right. So anyway, I hope this helps, and have a good Sunday. There's at least on the East Coast we have great weather. So enjoy the weekend. Bye bye.